Daniel, are you supremely confident that you would beat either Tyson Fury or Alexander Usyk? Whoever survives on Saturday night, you would beat them?
100%. 100%. This is my time now, and yeah, I've been through the ups and downs, but I'm a new man. I'm a man of the future, and
Two of Alexander Usyk's victims are fighting each other in 2025, and it's not Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. Out of nowhere, it was just confirmed that after his International Boxing Federation title defense against Joseph Parker in February, Daniel Dubois would have a fight against Tyson Fury later in the year.
I need to aim for the top boys, Fury, Usyk, Deontay Wilder, all of them guys. So wherever I get along that way is an obstacle in front of me, and I've got to just move past them.
This came as a surprise to many who expected the Daniel Dubois versus Usyk rematch after Daniel Dubois gatecrasher Alexander Usyk's interview after his win against Tyson Fury 2 weeks ago. However, Usyk changed his mind and insisted on returning to the cruiserweight division to revive the division and bring back some competitiveness in it again. As a result, Tyson Fury just seemed like the right person for Daniel Dubois, should he surmount the New Zealandian obstacle he has in front of him.
I thought he lost the fight. I thought Dubois beat him with a body shot, and he showed himself to be a little bit what I always said he was. And that's it, rolling around.
Another factor that made the fight so easy was the fact that both Daniel Dubois and Tyson Fury are fighters in the same stable. They both fight under Frank Warren's Queensberry Promotions. Hence, this matchup was a preferred one over the Anthony Joshua fight for Fury, since this one has a world title attached to it. Despite his 2 defeats to Alexander Usyk, Tyson Fury still has his sights set on the undisputed World Heavyweight Championship status, which he was deprived of by Alexander Usyk's brilliance.
Who's stepping up to the plate, and I think he's going to be a bit bigger, tougher challenge than these other guys. These other guys are just boxers. This guy's more than that.
What did you make of Usyk's performance against Dubois?
I thought he lost the fight. I thought Dubois beat him with a body shot, and he showed himself to be.
Should Usyk move to the cruiserweight division, Tyson Fury has the chance to clean the division and steal all the titles. The idea is that once he can get the title from Daniel Dubois and Usyk vacates his 3 titles, he and Anthony Joshua can have a contest in an undisputed match. Things may not go this smoothly for Tyson Fury just yet, but he's very much willing to face the very best and bring his name back as one of the division's greatest. Usyk's decision to exit the division will bring some sadness to Dubois, who would have had a slim chance to be undisputed. Dubois had jumped at the opportunity once Usyk defeated Fury. Usyk had even given him his word. Well, we all know how boxing disappoints, but with Usyk, he really has nothing to prove again. Usyk seemed less than appreciative of having Dubois scream in his face about a rematch mere moments after he was announced as the winner of 8 rounds across the board Saturday night.
Big man, is a tough boxer. It's a good man. Tyson, a lot of talk, yeah? It just show. I am very respect Tyson Fury.
A demonstrative Dubois, obviously out of his shell after knocking out countryman Anthony Joshua on September 21st at a sold-out Wembley Stadium in London, demanded a rematch of a bout he lost by 9th round knockout in August 2023 in Wrocław, Poland. Fury's future, if the 36-year-old ex-WBC champ doesn't retire, seems limited, financially anyway, to a still sellable, long-discussed showdown with Joshua, his British rival. Fury and Joshua need each other more than ever now that they're a combined 0-3 in their past 3 outings. Meanwhile, a second fight with Dubois definitely seems sensible for Usyk. The potential problem, of course, is that Dubois 22 knockouts must first defeat re-emerging former WBO champ Joseph Parker, 35. 3, including 23 knockouts in their 12-round fight for Dubois' IBF belt February 22nd at Kingdom Arena. Nonetheless, Usyk accepted Dubois' challenge if he can top Parker. Usyk, who owns the WBA, WBC, WBO, and IBO belts, called for Saudi fight financier Turki Al-Sheikh to make me fight with Daniel Dubois. No problem, Usyk said. I am ready. Next fight, no problem. The problem in their first fight was that Dubois believes the body blow he landed during the 5th round, which left Usyk rolling around on the canvas, should have counted as a knockdown and a knockout. Had that happened, Dubois, not Usyk, would have fought Fury for heavyweight supremacy. As it was, referee Luis Pabon provided Usyk with more than enough time to recover. The former undisputed cruiserweight champion dropped Dubois twice thereafter, 3 times overall, and seemingly made Dubois quit for the second time as a pro. That controversy notwithstanding, there was no such discrepancy regarding the official result of Usyk Fury 2. Usyk simply has proven to be better than Fury. Martinez, Morley, and Robles scored the action accordingly. Perfectly, it would seem. After all the evidence we were provided to be skeptical about how we arrived at assigning this judging panel, those that care about boxing should at least be thankful for that. Now that Usyk versus Dubois is off, Tyson Fury will be hopeful that his weight-gaining plans and his decision to shut himself from his family before his last fight works against Dubois.
As you can see, counting down the days until I can get my redemption on Usyk. December the 21st is going to be my time. I've done everything in boxing, but I ain't come back from a loss, and I relish it.
Former world heavyweight champion Tyson Fury had left fans convinced that his preparation for the rematch against Ukrainian Alexander Usyk is the best he has had in his career, after showing a very different physique in his sparring sessions. The Gypsy King was looking to get revenge on his Ukrainian opponent after his unbeaten record was broken, after Usyk became unified heavyweight champion last May. Unlike his usual custom, Fury had kept a low profile while working in an intense training camp alongside fitness trainer Sugar Hill Stewart, ahead of his rematch against Usyk on December 21st at the Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
The 12th and final round.
In the first bout between the two heavyweight titans, Fury was outboxed in the ring by Alexander Usyk, according to the judges' scorecards, to go against the odds, showing incredible athleticism to nullify his opponent's height and reach. But for the rematch, Fury looks set to make the most of his size advantage against Usyk next month, as the 36-year-old pugilist appeared to have piled on the muscle ahead of the eagerly anticipated bout. The Wythenshawe-born boxer had been recruiting a wide range of sparring partners in preparation for facing Usyk, with South African Kevin Lerena among those hired by Fury's training team, Daily Mail reported on its website. In reaction to Fury's muscular figure, one follower on X posted, "I feel like Usyk has outskilled Fury, so Fury has to use his weight advantage, something he didn't do last time."
Yes.
To confirm this is a photograph of the first fight, Alexander Usyk is asking Tyson Fury to sign it.
Yeah, I think he needs to go back to doing what he does best, putting his weight on fighters to tire them out and catch them with his power. Another fan pointed out, Fury took a similar approach in his first and stunning victory over former heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder, and used his weight to great effect by pinning the American in the corner and proceeding to unleash a flurry of punches. He tried to do the same against Usyk, but some critics argued that gaining weight could give the Ukrainian an even greater technical advantage. In my opinion, Fury's best performance of his career was against Klitschko. Usyk is not Wilder. Fury's main problem in May was the endurance gap. Showing up heavier would make things even more difficult for him, said another post on X. However, having another thought about Fury's decision is Deontay Wilder's coach, Malik Scott, who has opined that Alexander Usyk excels against larger opponents and argues that Tyson Fury's heft will be inconsequential when he faces the Ukrainian fighter. In their initial bout last May, Usyk clinched a split decision win over Fury, marking his first professional loss and claiming the title of the undisputed division champion, a distinction not achieved since 1999.
With Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury, with the first fight, like it's very, very hard to see the size difference. And someone asked me, what do you think Tyson Fury should do? Because just the size alone, it puts you in a position to say, well, he should just go.
As the countdown to the monumental clash ticks down, with both boxers deeply immersed in training, it seems Fury is preparing to adjust his strategy for the upcoming brawl. Fury appears set on working towards a knockout victory this time around, deviating from the more cautious approach seen in their first fight. "I'm going to go in there with destroy mode," Fury declared boldly in a chat with Undisputed. "Last time I went to box him, I was being cautious. Anybody can get caught, as we have seen in a lot of these heavyweight fights. But this time, I'm not going for a points decision. I'm going to knock that idiot out. For the first time in years, I'm going in there as a challenger, not a champion. And I believe that I'm better as a challenger always, because I've got that goal of achieving something and it's giving me a fire underneath.
Go forward and impose himself. Well, boxing don't go like that. Just because you're big don't mean you should go forward. But to the typical consumer, they feel as though a bigger man should just go forward. Well, if a bigger man is dealing with a trap setter, one of the best trap setters in the history of the sport, like Alexander.
For Daniel Dubois, the turning point was after his loss against Usyk. And with his win over Joshua, he proved a point and made a statement. Before the fight, Gist trainer gave boxing fans an even more accurate detail of what his training camp looked like. Nestled in the tranquil outskirts of Borehamwood, the Pug Farm Gym is where Daniel Dubois has been forging his path to greatness ahead this weekend's blockbuster bout with Anthony Joshua. The Pug Farm Gym is more than just a place to work out. It's a crucible where raw grit meets serene calm, and it's all happening against the backdrop of the iconic Wembley Arch, visible on clear days.
Don't disrespect.
You can't intimidate me.
Don't disrespect.
You can't intimidate me.
Daniel, don't
Who do you
disrespect.
think you are?
Daniel, don't disrespect me. No, don't disrespect me on my life.
No, man. It's okay.
I want this little boy. Don't disrespect me, bro.
No.
Dubois and his coach, Don Charles, opened the doors of their camp to male sport, offering a rare glimpse behind the scenes. From learning camp secrets to watching Dubois' sparring partner spit blood, it proved an insightful and eye-opening visit. Each morning, Dubois starts his day with a ritual that's both inspiring and grounding. He steps outside the gym and gazes at the Wembley Arch in the distance, picturing himself beating AJ, with the crowd cheering as he stands triumphant on the canvas. "I will let you into our camp secret," Charles said. "Daniel doesn't tell anyone about it, but you've busted us. Every day since we've been training for this fight, he will come and stand out here to look at Wembley Arch. Every day. It's almost like a ritual."
IBF world title. But I think we've just done that with Anthony Joshua, and yourself going at Wembley. It don't get bigger than this. This is your moment, your time.
That's destiny beckoning, in my opinion. And guess what? He's the fighter, but he's not the only one doing it. The coaching staff and myself do that ritual every day. I park my car and then I look over there and visualize Daniel winning at Wembley. Life in boxing is not all about physical, it's also about the spiritual. So part of the reason to have this location is because you drive onto the complex and see the arch of Wembley Stadium. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows in camp. When we arrived at the gym, the intensity was palpable. Dubois' sparring sessions were nothing short of brutal. One sparring partner nearly barreled us out of the way as he rushed out the door to spit blood, while another, barely catching his breath, gave a weary nod from the corner.
Look, all the fans are going to tune around. I'm happy. I want to make sure they're happy and make this an unforgettable fight.
Listen, where's your head?
There was a quiet, simmering confidence in Dubois after sparring, the same one we saw when he boldly declared himself Jarrell Big Baby Miller's daddy before their December clash, and again when he rattled Anthony Joshua so much during their face-off that AJ accused him of showing no respect. It's the kind of self-assurance that speaks volumes without needing to shout. "I would say his confidence is coming from within," Charles said, "the succession of good results. But it's also a mixture of the happiness he has found in his life. There is a saying, you are the company you keep. You become the power of the environment you surround yourself with, and this brings out the natural fighter in him. He is speaking more and being bold because he is happy within himself. It's powerful." Dubois' environment also features a punishing army assault course that pushes fighters far beyond the limits of traditional boxing workouts.
When you do that ring walk, the spotlight comes on you, 96,000 people looking at you. How do you deal with that pressure?
I'll just be feeding off it, man.
The 27-year-old faces a relentless series of obstacles designed to test every ounce of his physical strength and mental toughness. From scrambling over walls to crawling through mud and sprinting across unforgiving terrain, each challenge serves as a stark reminder that the quitter label he was tagged with after his defeat to Alexander Usyk is a thing of the past. There was a quiet, simmering confidence in Dubois after his brutal sparring session, the same one we saw when he boldly declared himself Jarrell Big Baby Miller's daddy. Charles is in agreement and claims the farm environment has helped harden Dubois into a champion. reminiscent of the legendary Big Bear Gym in California, where icons like Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, and Oscar de la Hoya forged their legacies. When Muhammad Ali was fighting Sonny Liston, he trained up in Big Bear, and the environment was almost a carbon copy of what we have here. So, we are going back to the days of the greatest boxer, Muhammad Ali. We're trying to reconnect the past to the present.
Let the energy come through me and just feeding off the energy of the crowd, the music, and everything what's going to be happening in that moment. I'll just seize the moment.
And if the assault course wasn't enough, Charles has completely ruined any notion of a relaxing beach day for Dubois. For most of us, the thought of traveling to the seaside brings joy. But for Dubois, I can only imagine it stirs something closer to dread. Right beside the ring lies a brutal stretch of sand that more closely resembles a torture track than a beach. This long sand pit has become an essential part of Dubois' training routine. There are no sand castles here. Instead, he performs sprints and completes round after round of shadow boxing to not only build his endurance, but to fine-tune his speed and agility. I've traveled a lot with boxing, Charles told Mail Sport. I have done camps in most parts of the world. I am very observant when I am away, and I saw a sand pit at one of the gyms I visited. I always thought one day I am going to replicate that.
Your voice, you know that.
Yeah.
That you're actually, you're feeding off it right now, aren't you?
I'm looking forward to it.
Look at the
man.
smile on your face.
I can't wait. Look forward to it. It's going to be epic.
Yeah, listen, I mean,
We do numerous drills in the same. I get boxers to go in there and shadow box barefoot. Imagine trying to run on the beach, it's hard work. So imagine trying to do a load of drills in here. It's hard work. My boxers can be in there for half an hour shadow boxing. By the time they finish, their legs are like jelly. But when you get into the boxing gym, you're floating like a butterfly and stinging like a bee. The Pug Farm gym isn't all blood, sweat, and tears though. Out the back of the gym, past the training facilities, lies a pastoral haven, a tranquil paddock where horses graze peacefully. It's here that Daniel finds a moment of calm amidst the chaos of his training schedule. After a particularly grueling session, he often heads out to the paddock to unwind and connect with the horses.
The fire that's in my belly is still the same as when I first started doing this coaching, professional coaching, and the desire.
His coach, Don Charles, frequently remarks on this dichotomy, claiming the gym is a place of raw, unfiltered grit, while the horse paddock offers a peaceful retreat where Dubois can decompress and reflect. It's actually here that Dubois likes to eat his lunch, which has been prepared by his father, Dave Dubois, a former Camden Market Street trader who would fly to New York in the 1980s to sell posters and make $1 million in one trip. Dubois' dad spends hours slaving over a hot stove to cook his son macro-hitting meals to help build his strength and power while keeping him lean. But what's on the menu? Well, spice is paramount, but it ranges from Jamaican classics to Caribbean delicacies. He's a very disciplined individual away from boxing. You never read about Daniel Dubois going to nightclubs, causing havoc, drinking, smoking, none of that. He eats well. His dad does all his meal preps. They're all home-cooked meals. Everything is home-cooked.
The will to win, although I've now got a fighter who's gone and won a world title, which is what I was aspiring to do once I became a coach. My ambition was to produce a heavyweight world champion. Okay, it's taken me 20.
It comes from a very strict background. His father is very, very, very strict with him. Always has been with all his children, not just Daniel, and that's the product of that. He's a very, very disciplined individual, and that's why. In terms of the muscle gain, you have to remember he's maturing. He turned 27 very recently, last week or so. So there's maturity, and when you're a human being, a man, you grow. I know when I was 27, I knew I was in the best physical shape of my life.
We got presented with this great opportunity to defend it against our own very own Anthony Joshua, and it's almost like you mentioned flowers. I will not give myself those flowers.
After a demanding training session, Dubois also calms his mind and body by immersing himself in the on-site ice bath, with the chill helping to soothe sore muscles and accelerate recovery before heading back to his digs. Given the fact Dubois usually trains abroad for a fight, he has adapted a similar routine in the UK, staying away from home and ensuring he is fully focused on the task at hand. What are your thoughts on a title fight between Daniel Dubois and Tyson Fury? Who do you think will emerge victorious? Do you think Tyson Fury's size advantage will play a huge role in his win? Or will Daniel Dubois' hunger and revitalization give him a victory over the Gypsy King, just like he defeated Anthony Joshua? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments section. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.